Welcome to Say Yes to Weights, brought to you by the St. Joseph County Commission on Aging in Three Rivers, Michigan. I'm Cathy with the Cathy A. Taylor. I'm the instructor for today. If you have limitations, restrictions on what you can do with weights, make sure that you have weights sufficient for you. If you are not able to use weights and you want to use something in your hands, I suggest maybe a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll, just something that you can hang on to that looks like a weight, okay? Not a can, not a big item, because I don't want your fingers to hurt, okay? I don't want anything that's going to make this area right in here hurt. Basically, if you can get the movements in and tighten the muscle groups that we're tightening, that's good, okay? So if you don't have 1 to 5 pound weights and you've got something around your house that maybe a little dowel that you used for something and it's small enough to hold comfortably, that would work. Now, one thing I don't like to do is grip my weights really tight, because that means that you're using your fingers and not the section of the body that we're working. So remember, don't grip anything too tight. I want you to enjoy the class, come out of it refreshed, maybe with a little discomfort, but definitely not in your fingers. And if that's the case, if you're one of us that has issues with the fingers and the hands, feel free to, after the class, go and fill up a little container with some warm water, some Epsom salt, and just soak your hands in there. And that magnesium will go through the skin and it'll make you feel really good. Calming effect. Throw a few essential oils in there if you need to, make the best of it. So, I'm going to turn the music up, we're going to warm up, and then we're going to use our weights. Hello! Okay, let's sit on the edge of our seats. We're going to turn our heads side to side, stopping in the center. Don't be too aggressive with this. Just need to loosen them up. All those muscle groups in the neck. Now the ears to the shoulders. We want to be on the edge of our seats. Abdominals are tight, supporting the back. And stop. You're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, let's make a change. Set the toes in front of the knees. Elbows are locked in. We're going to do external rotation. We're going to tap the toes. I need to hear you breathe. Okay, let's rest. Take the heels to back now comfortably and just tap the heels. We're going to go into lateral. So you lift from the shoulders, warm the shoulders up a little. Remember to breathe in and then breathe out the bad air. I was going to say breathe in the good air, but that's relative. Okay, let's bring it down and breathe. While we're doing the feet, let's move the feet forward. We're going to scrunch the toes and release. Calf scratch with the fingers. occasionally a smile fits in well with the class. And stop. Breathe. Okay, let's separate the feet. We're going to do a step touch. Good morning. We're going to do thumb circles. And reverse. Remember, you are in control of your body. I'm trying to be, but you are in control of your body. Okay, stop. Let's do a heel dig. But I want you to really be conscious of the control that you have from your brain to the rest of your body. Make sure that you have your abdominals tight. Make sure that you're breathing in harmony with your movement. Make sure that you are relaxed except for the muscle group that we're working, okay? Alrighty, let's stop. We're going to put the feet in front of the knees. We're going to swing the arms forward and back. With the palms down, you're pushing back more than you are forward. And then make a change. Let's do something else and then we'll swing those arms again. Let's go ahead and touch the tips of the fingers to the thumbs. It's good to send them out and then bring them back. Oh, I see bubbles! Thank you! I looked up just in time to see because I was watching my fingers to make sure I was doing the right thing. Okay, now just relax them. Like I said before, it's always good to have an instructor that can have empathy for you. So if my fingers were hurting, yours might be hurting too, right? Okay, now we're going to touch the thumb to the base of the fingers. And these are exercises that you can do with your hands and your fingers in a warm bowl or a tub of water. Oh, it makes them feel really good. Haven't had to do that in many years, but it feels really good. Okay, now make a change. We're going to put the knees and the feet together. We're going to do a side step. And we are going to do a fist, thumb in and thumb out. This is probably the only time I want you to really grip anything. Like it's, you have to be careful that you don't stick your fingers through your skin, your fingernails through your skin. And then stop. Breathe. Okay, let's do a toe tap behind, not too aggressive, but you can feel how it goes from your knees up to your abdomen and all that good stuff. While we're doing that, we're going to do piano with the fingers. And if you're not feeling it in your abdominals right now, tighten them up a little bit more. There's always something that we can do to fix that. Okay, let's stop and breathe. Okay, feet in front. Turn the palms up and push up with your arms and your hands. So this is warming us up for the workout, but it's also our joint check. Because if you're uncomfortable when we start, what might happen is when we finish up, you're going to say, oh wow, I feel a whole lot better than I did when we started. That's all relative too. Okay, we're going to stand up for a few. Move away from your chair a little bit. Remember, you look like an upside down U. And you're going to do a toe tap and a swing. Folks that have to stay in their seats can just move their legs out to the side a little bit and tap the toes. That's why we sit on the edge of our seats, so that our hip joint can work. And it's really nice that we only do this for the class, because that can be a problem in itself. We're going to move forward and then hamstring curl. And then stop and breathe. Okay, let's take the shoulders back and roll. Isolate it in the shoulders. You generally, when you're doing the roll back, you feel it in the front of the arms, the shoulder area. Don't do it so aggressive that your neck hurts. And then stop and roll the other way. And when you do it this way, you're going to feel it in the back. And stop. Let's go ahead and turn the head side to side again. I was a little bit too aggressive with that. And then ears to the shoulders. I don't have to be aggressive with anything today. Today's one of those days that something might end up hurting regardless. But it's a good day. Alright, that feels a whole lot better. Okay, let's take the shoulders back and forward. So what did that just tell me? Well, my neck was a little bit tight. Maybe the trapezius muscles that go up the neck and down into the back, the top of the back. They might have been a little bit tight. And right now, I'm moving them forward and back. So the trapezius is lengthening and contracting, so it's warming it up a little bit better. That's good. Okay, we're going to go up and down. And remember, don't be too aggressive. Breathe. Abdominals are tight. And rest. Okay, let's do a staggered leg, right leg in the front, and a rock and roll. We're going to use both arms. And then bring it down, switch it out, get your rock and roll going, turn the palms. So tomorrow for the arthritis class, we're doing child's play ball. I always like doing that because you get a good workout with less of the discomfort. Excuse me. Okay, bring it down. Let's go ahead and go into some squats. Remember with this, you push your tush to the back. You do not bring your knees forward. And right now, if your abdominals are loosening up and they're letting your belly drop to the floor, I would encourage you to tighten up your abdominals because it supports your back. Okay, let's rest. I think that was a pretty good warm-up. We might need to use the elbows a little bit more, but I think we're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to get a drink, take off one of my rings. My heater is going. Can you imagine what it's going to be like over the weekend? Oh my goodness, it's good. Oh wait, When does it start getting cold? I'm going to do a class on Friday morning on my Facebook page. Oh, we'll start out with mittens and a parka down here. Alrighty. So I was thinking about it. So if it's going to be cold, I think I will do a cardio drumming class Friday on my Facebook page at 11 a.m. It will be posted. Okay, I'm going to start out with my heavier weights right now. Let's start out in seated position, edge of the seat. All right, so abdominals are tight. And remember, it may not look like it on the outside, but I would really like you to have your abdominals tight so you look absolutely beautiful on the inside. Up and down. I think I read or saw on the news a while back, and I may have shared it, that you can be fit on the inside and look maybe not as fit on the outside. You know, standards that people have for themselves and others. Anyway, if you're healthy on the inside, it helps you with this COVID thing. I think they were just trying to encourage us to exercise through this, but healthy insides are really good to help you get through anything. And I'm just going to keep talking because repetition is good for emphasis. Tighten up your muscle groups in the upper arm. Relax your neck. Breathe out when you come up. I think I'm getting tired. No. I think my muscles are getting tired. Okay, let's bring it down. Oh, did you feel that? That feels so good. Woo-hoo. All right. You know what? I think we've got more sunshine during the day. We won't have it for a few days. But doesn't it make you feel good? Sure does me. It brings the craziness out. Okay, knees and feet together. You want to start out with your arms down to the side. And you're going to come up and down. Remember, especially if you're using a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll or something very lightweight, you don't want to squeeze, especially those too tight. Up and down. So right now, we're going to tighten the upper arms. We're going to bring it up and release it. When your body's coming together, you're going to breathe out. Check your form. Alrighty, let's rest. That felt pretty good. Matter of fact, we're going to really have to stretch today. Okay, so we're going to lean forward. Remember, you have to support your back. Keep your body lined up like this. Don't bend at the neck like that. Don't do that. We're going to come forward. See where my hands are located and my weights, like around the calf, and then you bring them back up like this. Tighten the upper arm as you bring it up. Breathe out. Okay, let's rest. So what we just did was, with the hammer curl that we did, we worked the front of the arms, and with the tricep exercise right here where we brought it back, work that right there. Now, you have to understand, if you're from a flabby heritage, There's just so much you can do to tighten up your arms. But what we're concerned with is the muscle strength in your arms, okay? So if you want to see if there's any definition, go into a room with a mirror, preferably without your top on so you can see the definition. Sometimes you see it even in the chest. You go like this, and you're going to watch that puff out right there. Just go like that. Oh, that is so cool. So, you know, you may be a flabby person, but muscle tone is important. Okay, so let's see, we just did, okay, let's do this one. Separate enough, and you're gonna find that fatty tissue in there somewhere. You don't wanna do this up against your bone in there because it'll hurt. Okay, so you start out in the lengthened position. And again, this is one of those things where I don't want your head dropped down, and your back is nice and straight, your abs are nice and tight. You're going to tighten the upper muscle groups, tighten. Your arm is coming together, so you're breathing out. I need to hear you breathe. Let's do two more. 1 and 2. Good job. I like my job. I've always liked exercising. And that's probably good. Okay, elbow in there, and then you start out with lengthen and then contract. I want you to be proud of your body right now, okay? Good body image in your own brain. You're tightening up your abdominals, you're supporting your back, you're tightening up the muscle groups in the arms. Relax your neck, but don't look at the floor. And rest. Okay, I just realized something. This side was okay when I was doing it, and I think it was the angle of my arm. So if you feel some stress in your neck when you're doing that, I was over here and I could feel it in my neck, but when I took the arm forward, it was better for my neck. So, massage it out. Like I said, it's good to have an instructor that can have empathy for you. Good job. All right. Breathe comfortably. Let's do a bicep curl. Squeeze, tighten the muscle and release. So I hope your day's going well. I need to hear you. And I don't mean the moans and groans, I mean the... Okay, let's rest. Yes, we're gonna rest. So how are you doing with your eating habits? I saw another piece somewhere yesterday about people getting COVID-19, what they mean by the COVID-19. The COVID-19 is gaining weight during this. I want to encourage you to think about your health right now. That means regardless of what's happening on the outside of our lives, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to eat right. We need to have nutrient-dense foods as opposed to nutrient-deficient. You want to make sure you're drinking enough water, getting exercise, enough sleep. Yes. Alrighty. I can chatter all I want, but I can't because we have to do the exercise. Okay, let's bring it up. There we go. Sometimes I get lost in my conversation. Well, there's no conversation here, but in my encouragement for you. But I was holding off. I always encourage folks to do their movements in harmony with their bodies. So if the instructor starts up right away and you're not ready for it, you take your time to start up. Another encouragement is you keep your form. Professional is not the word I want, but the best you can, okay? Okay, let's bring it up and bring it down. So again, your breathing, your abdominals, the workings of your muscle groups, they're in harmony and they're different than with the next person. So do the best you can for you. Okay, so we'll do for seated people when they join us. We'll do this one in a seated position before we stand up. So you're on the edge of your seat, your abdominals are tight in there. You're going to lean forward. Remember again, the body stays lined up like this, no bending of the neck. And you come forward and you bring it up like this. So think about the muscle groups that you feel are moving. So besides the workings of the arm, we're doing the lats in the back, we're doing the pectorals in the front, and rest. You're also feeling it come up, those muscle groups that we work in the chair stretch. You're going to feel it there. So there's probably a lot of good reasons to do weight training because the muscles are all interconnected somehow. And that's probably why our necks look so good. Woohoo! Added bonus. Okay. So check your form. Again, you're breathing. You can feel it. When you lengthen, you feel it in the back. Latissimus dorsi, the rhomboids, some of the trapezius. Yes. Okay, one more and bring it down. Alrighty, let's get a drink. Throw on a little bit of lipstick if you need it. Yep, I need it. For having a big mouth, I have small lips. So when you do that without a mirror and you put lipstick on, you gotta watch in your mind where that lipstick is going. Oh, voluptuous lips is not something I'm blessed with. Alrighty. We're going to stand up. Seated people will progress in a seated position. Lock your elbows in and external rotation. If you notice, I drop down to my smaller weights. And if you've had shoulder issues, surgeries, whatever, sometimes you find it hard to keep the elbow locked in, but that's the important part of this. You need to keep it locked in, and you don't want to, excuse me, let your wrist bend. You see what I mean? You feel it go all the way up into the shoulder area. Good rotator cuff exercise. All right, let's rest. So I was reading an article on artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes, the other day. You may have read it too. I think it was in one of the newspapers. And I grew them once. It was in probably 1981 or 82. Okay, lock them in. We're going to go up. You know they grow real tall like sunflowers. Don't laugh too loud when I tell you the whole story, but anyway, the Jerusalem artichoke is a tuber and it grows underground like potatoes. So, I mean, they're really good, and they produce this big, tall plant that is almost as tall as some sunflowers. Okay, let's bring it down. So it was the end of the season. And you dig around and you get this thing loose enough to pull it out of the ground. Now you can cut them off and get a better grip on them, but I had the whole thing real tall, and I grabbed a hold of that baby, and yes I did. I went backwards and fell on my butt. It wasn't pretty. So if you ever, elbows locked in, external rotation, decide to grow Jerusalem artichokes, be really careful in the harvest season. I was so glad that, well, I assume no one saw me. Oh, keep it locked in. Don't bend at the wrist. Okay, good job. Let's rest. If we were all together in person, we could all be sharing these spoils, right? I'm all about laughter, so if you can envision me pulling a Jerusalem artichoke plant out of the ground and falling back on my tush and have a good time about it, that's fine. Make sure your neck stays relaxed. Right now it's easy for me to tighten mine up, so I'm going to change the position of the arm as it comes up, and that's better. And notice my move. Alrighty, bring it down. So if that's what I do because it's affecting my right side, if I'm looking at someone and they do that, I bet if they go to the left, it means their left side is a little bit less supportive. Okay, I think we're through with these right now. Okay, so we're going to separate and then step touch. Travel, bicep curl. Remember to tighten up the upper arm. Breathe out as you come up. Remember, you just lengthen and then contract. Do not throw your arms to the back. If your arms are going back like this, that means your weights are too light. Okay, rest. right, let's stagger. I only see one little blue balloon. Is it because I'm not watching the screen? Alrighty. We're going to come forward. Seated people, remember your knees are in front of, excuse me, your feet are in front of your knees. We're going to go on an angle like this. This is one where you have to have your abdominals extremely tight for sure. And remember the angle. We went from the bicep to the tricep, and along with all the other muscle groups that we're working. Okay, rest. So I'm a real stickler about form. There are some folks that will do the bicep curl like this and go across the body. I'm not one of them. I like to bring it up here and I like to feel that muscle group. Okie doke. So let's do legs together and then a side step. And we're going to do traveling. We're going to add the hammer curl. You are going to tighten the upper arm and release. And remember, you're not throwing your arm back there. Do you hear me breathing? Just did an ab check. You can do the same. Okay, let's rest. So I know some of the folks that view my virtual classes are also viewing other classes. Some of them are viewing Lynn's. I mean, we are so faithful. I can only imagine how your bodies are saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're going, you are welcome. Because you're feeling better, you're looking better. Okay, all right, we're gonna bring them up. Abs are tight, back is not arched too much. The lengthening is important for these. You have to lengthen and then contract. Okay, let's bring it up and then bring it down. Okie doke. Separate the feet and knees. Seated people do the same. Remember with this one, it's, you know, I like to encourage you to keep your body like this. Don't be bending at the head. And your back is supported by your abdominals. Your hip area goes a little bit to the back, the knees go a little bit to the front. And then you bring these up and down. If you're tensing up around the neck, relax. Okay, let's rest. I was just thinking that I don't have enough time to do, well, I do have kettlebell, but I think I'm not going to do that today. I think I'm going to just work what we're doing today right now, because tomorrow, if you're with me with the arthritis class, we will be doing that with the balls. So that will be a lot more fun. Thinking ahead here. Okay, let's breathe. So what I thought I would do for the last 4 or 5 minutes is alternating. So let's do legs together, side step. We're going to alternate a bicep curl with this. You're traveling a little bit, your abdominals are tight, your body looks so cool. It is having so much fun. You can tell I love to work out, huh? Especially with weights. Remember that tightening when you bring it up and the complete lengthening of the arm. Good job. Okay, let's rest. Now, because I have issues with my right shoulder, which was put back together after a car accident, I'm not going to do the alternating tricep up there. But what we can do is we'll take the right leg forward, stagger. People in your seats, both feet are in front of the knees. We're going to take it to the back and we're going to alternate it. Now this is really, really tricky because you have to lengthen and then bring it forward one at a time. And you want to keep your elbows back there enough so that when you bring your weight to the front, you do not see it. Read my lips, you do not see your weight. This is not a bicep exercise. Okay, rest. Little massage. It's my clock with a thermometer is on the floor down there. I don't know what the temperature was when I started out, but we shut our furnace off so that I can do these videos. And I have a small space heater over there, and so it says 63 right now, and my shoulders are a lot warmer than that right now. I'm almost sure of it. Maybe 75 degrees. Whoa. A balmy 75 degrees in the shoulders. Okay, separate. And this one is tricky too. For those of us that are sitting or standing, you have to have that really tight, okay? We're going to alternate. And you have to make sure that they click, okay? You tighten the upper arm when you bring it up, and you release it. Check your form. Remember, no bending at the wrists. If you have to go like that to lift these, they're too heavy. You want to keep your wrists straight. The only bend in it is out to the side. Okay, rest. Breathe. Okay, so that we can get a good stretch and relaxation in, we're just going to do one more exercise. We're going to do seated. I'm going to start out with the left side for me. You want to make sure that enough of your tush is on the chair. Feel real comfortable about yourself. Sit up nice and tall. Find that part in that leg that's not going to get bruised when you do this. Start out in a lengthened position, and I'm going to remember to bring mine closer to the shoulder than toward my neck. That feels a whole lot better. Tighten and release. Good thing I realized that, because I have to live with my neck after this. One more, please. Good. And bring it down. Woohoo! Mr. Taylor's upstairs and he's probably wondering, what is going on down there? Alrighty. We're almost through. Woo! Okay, start out in the lengthened position and then bring it up. Yep, that's right. The closer to my shoulder that I get, the better it feels, even though I know I'm getting a good workout. There we go. You should give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, we know what comes next, especially Bev. She likes this kind of stuff. Me too, me too. Let's put these away, and I'll change my music so I've got enough for the cool down, and I will dim my lights. I'm sure you're still breathing, right? Nice having you with me today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to take the left arm out to the side, take it across the body, find the discomfort and push into it. Think good thoughts. Release, send it back where it came from, bring it down. Other side, bring it across. Find the most amount of discomfort and push into it. Okay, release it, bring it down. We're going to take our arms to the back of the chair and we're going to lengthen. You should feel this in the front of the shoulder. this is the hard part, getting out of this. Now just gracefully release it. Oh, that felt good. Okay, scooch you over to the right. Take this arm over here. Your tush is going to follow you. One cheek off, one cheek on, and then lengthen. And you feel it behind the shoulder. Now to come out of this, you just relax, melt into it, come forward, and then release. Sometimes you don't know how hard you've worked until you start doing these kind of things, and then you're uncomfortable. Okay, this goes over here, and then cheek off, cheek on, and lengthen. Oh. So with the lengthening, you have to have your hand in the right place on the back of the chair, and then you have to find where you're getting the most lengthening at, and just tug. While we're doing this, breathe. Out of this, melt into it, lean into it, and then come back around. Alrighty, good job. Okay, now we're going to lengthen this a little bit more. So scoochy. Take this arm over to here. You're going to go behind the chair to the other side. You're going to turn your head and look over the shoulder that's out in the front. And now you can see where these muscle groups are getting stretched right there. You know, I told you my body always talks to me. It says, we need to stretch. So you're lengthening a little bit in the front of the arms, but you're lengthening a lot right here. That feels really good. Breathe. Now to come out of this, you're going to turn your head back to center gracefully. You're going to lean to release that arm and then take it down. And if you need to, you're going to massage your shoulder. So I've had surgeries on my left knee, and currently I don't have an ACL, so I have a lot of side-to-side. I've had the supraspinatus reattached up in here, and I'm thinking, if I don't have an ACL down there, do I even have this all attached like it was? You know, you wonder about stuff like that. You can get an MRI and they can check things out like that. You definitely have to have it done. Okay, arm out here. You're going to go across to the back. And then you're going to look over this shoulder. And you're going to smile. Oh my goodness. God. So you may have noticed that I gravitated to louder music. That helps me work my throat because I was on steroids for my asthma last year, and I'm still trying to get my throat back, and so since I turned the music up, I have to talk louder, which helps. But also Mr. Taylor's upstairs and every once in a while I can hear him. He must be talking on the phone. Okay, to come out of this, we're going to take that back to the center and very gracefully relax into this, and then take that arm back out. Good job. So right now we're going to take our hands, we're going to put them behind our head like this, okay? So that the thumbs are down on the bottom, and just help bring that head forward just a little bit. No pushing, shoving, just a gentle lift, and lengthen the back of the neck. And then gracefully come up. I was thinking if you had my hands on your neck, it would feel like an ice pack on there. It feels pretty good. All righty. Breathe comfortably. Okay, we have one stretch that we definitely have to do, and that's going to be to lengthen all of this. We're going to do thoracic stretch. This time I'm going to look at you. Pretty much if you've been doing the videos, you know what we're doing. So you should be looking at me. Let's do knees and ankles together for this one this time. And we're going to push our tush to the back. I better move up a little bit. Maybe there's a good reason I do it the other way. Okay, so push your tush, legs are straight. Your head comes between your arms and your ears are by your shoulders, and you are lengthening. Doesn't that feel good? Gracefully lift your head up first, and when your body's ready, come forward. Oh my goodness. Go ahead, do whatever you have to after that. Oh my goodness. Remember, if you are sore tomorrow, it's delayed onset muscle soreness. You can use topical creams. You can also use a low-dose pain reliever, or you can stretch a little bit, or you can massage a little bit. So, we are just about through. Okay, we're going to turn our heads side to side, stopping in the center. Not too aggressive. And then ears to the shoulders. Stop. We're going to nod up and down. Oh, this feels so good. Remember, it's a smooth movement. Okie doke. So, my message is, we are going to be safe. We're going to be staying safe. We are going to be healthy, and we are going to stay healthy. No, it's not a dream. Do your best. Toodles!